At the height of the Southwestern food craze, one of the more popular operations in Minneapolis was Tejas. At the time of taping, the executive chef was Mark Haugen, who had garnered national attention in Esquire, Cook's Magazine, Cosmopolitan, and Food and Wine. His entree is crusted trout with jicama mango salsa.
I'm going to prepare a dish with rainbow trout, slime-crusted trout with jicama mango relish. And to prepare the breading for the trout, I'm using fresh limes that I'm going to peel. And when you peel the lime, you want to avoid getting too much of the white from inside the skin because it's bitter. I'm actually going to cut some of that out. I'm going to take the zest and put it in a food processor, and I have some Japanese breadcrumbs. And the reason I use the Japanese breadcrumbs is because there's no crust, they're nicely dry, and they're kind of just ready to use. I'll put that in there with the lime, zest, and one shallot, and then just going to grind that all together.
The Japanese breadcrumbs are called panko.
Add a little bit of salt. And a little bit of pepper. I'm going to let that go till the lime gets very finely minced. And this just gets dumped into a bowl. And we'll set that aside until we're ready to bread the fish. And this trout is from a local trout farm called Star Prairie. So it's nice and very fresh. And the first thing I've already done is cut the head and the tail off the trout. And then what I want to do is just cut off this bottom belly meat here, which has got kind of a layer of bones on it. And then there's a layer of bones right here in the middle that are connected to the top fin. And I'm going to separate this into two fillets. Do the same with the other side. And then I want to skin the fish. And I just kind of grab the tail and then get underneath the flesh and then just cut it along. again with the other side. Now I want to pull the pin bones out, which is a row of almost invisible bones that runs right about through the middle of the fillet, and I'm going to use some needle nose pliers, or you could use a tweezers too. See, those bones are very tiny. You almost have to feel your way along. And I just have some beaten eggs, some flour, and the lime breading. And what I want to do first is to season the fish. I want to season each fillet with a little bit of salt. Do both sides. And then dip that in the flour first. And then into the eggs. And then into the breading. Get a good coating on it.
The breaded fillets can be refrigerated while the jicama mango relish is prepped.
Just have a jicama that is peeled.
Jicama is also called a Mexican potato. It's a legume that grows underground as a tuber. The flesh is crisp, crunchy, and sweet. It can be eaten raw or cooked. Red bell pepper has been seeded.
And flip it over. Then with a very sharp knife, we're just going to get up under the skin and cut that peel off. Because what I want is the raw flavor of the pepper, but I don't want the bitter flavor from the skin.
The jicama and pepper are julienned along with mango. Jalapeno pepper heats up the relish. Whole cilantro leaves and fresh lime juice finish the relish. The breaded fillets are cooked in butter.
Then once that's grease has stopped spattering, or the butter is ready to go, throw the trout in the pan. This will cook very quickly. And I've got it on medium-high heat. You want to get the butter very hot, but then once you put the fish in, you want to turn it down so that it doesn't burn the breadcrumbs. Let the other side get nice and golden brown. And it's ready to plate.
Tomato and tomatillo vinaigrettes begin presentation.
Then I want to put a little bit of the relish on the plate. And lay the salmon or the trout up against the relish. A little bit more relish across the top. Garnish with a couple sprigs of cilantro. That's it.